come to the topic. Respect isn't something you can demand. It's something you command through your actions, mindset, and the way you carry yourself. Rooted in the wisdom of Stoic philosophy, the ability to earn respect lies in mastering self-discipline, exuding quiet confidence, and aligning your words with your actions. This video article will uncover key Stoic principles that empower you to stand tall, command attention, and gain respect in any setting, without ever having to ask for it. Let's explore how timeless philosophies can transform your presence and inspire respect wherever you go. Make sure to subscribe to the channel first. Let's explore number 1. Master self-control. Mastering self-control is a central theme in Stoic philosophy, which teaches that true freedom is found in the ability to govern oneself. The Stoics believe that life's challenges are best approached by distinguishing between what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, and what lies outside our influence, such as external events and other people's actions. This fundamental distinction allows us to focus our energy where it matters, fostering resilience and clarity. At the heart of Stoicism is the idea that reason should guide our lives. Human nature, according to the Stoics, is rooted in rationality, and aligning our actions with reason is essential for living virtuously. Negative emotions like anger, fear, or envy arise from flawed judgments, and self-control is cultivated by correcting these errors through thoughtful analysis. By prioritizing reason over impulsive reactions, we can remain composed in the face of life's uncertainties. For the Stoics, virtue is the highest good, encompassing qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Self-control is an expression of temperance, involving the moderation of desires and actions. To strengthen self-mastery, Stoics engaged in practical exercises. One such practice is premeditatio malorum or negative visualization, where one anticipates potential challenges to reduce their emotional impact. Another is the view from above, which involves adopting a cosmic perspective to see problems as small and manageable, helping to detach from immediate emotional responses. Daily habits reinforce Stoic self-control. Regular self-reflection, such as reviewing one's actions at the end of the day, helps identify moments of strength and areas for improvement. Practicing apathy, or apatheia, doesn't mean indifference, but cultivating an emotional equilibrium guided by reason rather than passion. Stoics also encourage pausing before reacting, asking oneself questions like, is this within my control? Or what would a Stoic do in this situation? Obstacles to self-control, such as anger, fear, and unchecked desires, are addressed by challenging their underlying assumptions. Anger often arises from unmet expectations, which can be tempered by reminding oneself of the unpredictability of life. Fear stems from the anticipation of loss, which can be mitigated by recognizing the transient nature of external things. Desires, too, are put into perspective by evaluating their true contribution to well-being and virtue. The benefits of self-control are profound. It brings inner peace by freeing us from being swayed by external events or irrational passions. It improves relationships by fostering thoughtful and measured responses, rather than impulsive reactions. It builds resilience, enabling us to face adversity with grace and composure. Finally, it aligns us with virtue, fostering personal growth and helping us fulfill our potential. Stoic role models provide timeless inspiration. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations reflected on maintaining composure and rationality amid the challenges of leading an empire. Epictetus, born a slave, embodied the mastery of self through his teachings on accepting what one cannot change. Seneca, a statesman and philosopher, emphasized moderation and detachment from wealth and power, demonstrating that true contentment lies in self-control. In daily life, Stoic self-control is cultivated through consistent practice. Beginning each day with a Stoic meditation prepares the mind for challenges ahead, while evening reflection helps reinforce growth. Mindfulness in everyday actions ensures presence and focus, and setting small, achievable goals builds discipline over time. By integrating these practices, self-control becomes a natural extension of living a life guided by reason and virtue. Through Stoic principles, self-control transforms from a mere act of restraint into a powerful expression of one's rational and virtuous self. With consistent practice and commitment, it becomes the foundation for a life of freedom, peace, and fulfillment. Number 2. Speak with purpose. Speaking with purpose, as understood in Stoic psychology, is an essential aspect of living a virtuous and mindful life. Stoicism, rooted in the teachings of philosophers like Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and Seneca, emphasizes that our words, like our actions, should be deliberate, meaningful, and aligned with reason. This approach to communication ensures that what we say contributes to harmony, understanding, and personal growth. The Stoics viewed speech as a powerful tool that requires careful control. Epictetus advised us to remain silent most of the time and to speak only when necessary, using few words. This principle encourages us to avoid idle talk or gossip and to ensure that every word we utter serves a purpose. For the Stoics, honesty and integrity were paramount. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that we should never compromise our values in speech, as truthfulness is a cornerstone of virtuous living. Our words should reflect who we are and what we stand for, avoiding any form of manipulation or deceit. Stoicism also teaches us to consider the impact of our words on others. Seneca emphasized that the purpose of speech is to benefit the listener, urging us to use our words to educate, uplift, or resolve conflicts, rather than to criticize or boast. This approach to communication is rooted in the Stoic belief in living for the common good, fostering relationships, and contributing to a harmonious society. Listening is equally important in Stoic communication. Silence is not just an absence of words, but a deliberate act of mindfulness. By listening more and speaking less, we open ourselves to understanding others better and responding thoughtfully. Epictetus's observation that nature gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, as a reminder to listen twice as much as we speak, captures this principle beautifully. Stoicism also teaches us to detach our emotions from our speech. While it is natural to feel anger, frustration, or excitement, allowing these emotions to dictate what we say can lead to discord and regret. Marcus Aurelius likened a calm speaker to a rock that remains unmoved by crashing waves, reminding us to maintain composure and respond rationally, even in challenging situations. The Stoic idea of living according to nature extends to communication, encouraging us to align our words with human reason and the common good. This means avoiding flattery, exaggeration, or any form of unnatural speech that stray from authenticity and sincerity. In practical terms, speaking with purpose involves pausing before we speak to consider whether our words are true, kind, and necessary. It also requires cultivating inner peace through mindfulness, ensuring that our speech is not impulsive or reactive. Using clear, simple language, actively listening to others, and focusing on constructive contributions are all ways to practice Stoic principles in communication. The benefits of this approach are profound. Thoughtful and purposeful speech fosters trust and understanding, strengthens relationships, and builds a positive reputation. It also brings inner peace, as speaking mindfully reduces regrets and ensures that our words align with our values. By practicing this discipline, we live in harmony with the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, creating a more fulfilling and meaningful life. Speaking with purpose is more than just a guideline for effective communication. It is a reflection of the Stoic commitment to living virtuously and rationally. Each word we speak is an opportunity to embody wisdom and contribute positively to the world. In doing so, we not only enrich the lives of others, but also cultivate a deeper sense of peace and purpose within ourselves. Number 3, show integrity. Integrity in Stoic psychology is deeply rooted in the alignment of one's actions, thoughts, and words with the principles of virtue. It is the consistent application of moral and ethical standards in all aspects of life, regardless of external circumstances. For the Stoics, integrity means living in harmony with nature, which they define as the rational order of the universe. This involves embodying virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, and ensuring that these guide every decision and action. The Stoics believed that integrity requires unwavering consistency in adhering to what is morally right. It is a commitment to virtue as the highest good, unaffected by external rewards or pressures. Living with integrity demands aligning oneself with logos, the universal reason that governs the cosmos, and acting rationally in all situations. This also involves mastering one's emotions or passions, which the Stoics saw as irrational impulses that disrupt inner tranquility. A person of integrity exercises rational judgment and maintains equanimity even in the face of challenges or temptations. Practicing integrity in Stoic psychology involves regular self-reflection to evaluate whether one's actions align with virtuous principles. This daily introspection, known as prosoche, helps individuals stay mindful of their behavior and refine their character. The Stoic dichotomy of control is another essential practice, teaching that one should focus only on what is within their control, such as thoughts, actions, and reactions, while accepting external events with calm acceptance. By embracing this perspective, one can maintain integrity and inner peace regardless of external circumstances. Role ethics also play a crucial part in Stoic integrity. Each individual has specific roles and responsibilities, whether as a parent, friend, or citizen. Living with integrity means fulfilling these roles with honesty and virtue, adhering to one's moral duties without being swayed by personal desires or social pressures. Reflecting on mortality, or memento mori, further strengthens one's commitment to integrity by prioritizing what truly matters and avoiding distractions from fleeting pleasures. Historical examples of Stoic integrity include figures like Epictetus, who emphasized freedom through a virtuous life, and Marcus Aurelius, who upheld his Stoic values as a Roman emperor despite immense power and challenges. Cato the Younger, known for his steadfast commitment to justice and liberty, exemplified the courage required to maintain integrity even in the face of adversity. Living with integrity is not without challenges. External temptations, emotional turmoil, and social pressures can all test one's commitment to virtue. However, the Stoic approach involves recognizing external rewards and pressures as indifference, neither inherently good nor bad, and focusing instead on the cultivation of virtue. Emotional regulation and the pursuit of internal approval rather than external validation further support a life of integrity. The benefits of living with integrity are profound. It fosters inner peace by eliminating internal conflicts, as one's actions consistently align with their values. It builds trust and respect from others and strengthens resilience, allowing individuals to navigate adversity with courage and clarity. In modern life, Stoic integrity can be applied in personal decisions, professional ethics, and leadership, ensuring that one's actions are guided by justice, wisdom, and courage. In essence, integrity in Stoic psychology is about living a coherent, virtuous life that aligns with reason and the universal order. By embodying these principles, individuals can achieve a sense of fulfillment and purpose, remaining steadfast in their pursuit of the good regardless of external circumstances. Number 4. Embrace humility. Embracing humility is a central theme in Stoic philosophy, rooted in a deep understanding of the self and the world around us. In Stoicism, humility is not about self-deprecation or meekness, but rather about having an accurate perception of one's place in the world. It involves recognizing our limitations and understanding that much of what happens in life is beyond our control. What we can control is our response to these events, and humility helps us to act in accordance with this truth. Humility in Stoicism involves an awareness of the vastness of the universe and our small place within it. Stoics emphasize living in harmony with nature, accepting that we are a part of a greater whole. This means understanding our role and not overestimating our importance or abilities. The Stoics argue that true power lies not in external accomplishments but in the cultivation of virtue, which is always within our control. A key aspect of humility is recognizing that the things we often chase, wealth, fame, and status, are beyond our control and do not define our worth. Stoics teach that the only things within our control are our thoughts, attitudes, and actions. By practicing detachment from these externals, we learn to approach both success and failure with equanimity, understanding that neither defines our true character. This mindset fosters humility, as we accept that life's outcomes are uncertain and often shaped by factors beyond our understanding or influence. Humility also plays an important role in managing the ego. The Stoics warn against hubris, or the arrogance that comes from overestimating our importance or abilities. Arrogance leads to disconnection from reality, while humility opens us up to wisdom and growth. In his writings, Seneca advises that we regularly reflect on our actions and motivations, so we can avoid falling into the trap of pride and instead remain focused on virtue. There are several Stoic practices that help cultivate humility. One of the most effective is daily reflection, where we examine our thoughts and actions from the day to identify moments of pride or arrogance. This practice helps us become more aware of our internal state, and allows us to make adjustments to align more closely with humility. Another Stoic practice is the reminder of mortality, known as *memento mori*. Reflecting on the fact that life is finite humbles us, urging us to focus on what truly matters: virtue, growth, and character, rather than the fleeting nature of external success. Gratitude is another important practice, as it helps us acknowledge the contributions of others and the forces beyond our control that shape our lives. Humility also deeply influences how we relate to others. The Stoics teach that empathy and respect for others are essential components of a humble life. Recognizing that everyone faces their own struggles fosters compassion and understanding, which are central to building meaningful relationships. Marcus Aurelius, one of Stoicism's greatest practitioners, frequently emphasized treating others with kindness, even when they err, because we are all interconnected in this shared human experience. A humble person seeks to contribute to the greater good, focusing on the welfare of the community rather than personal gain. Several key Stoic figures offer wisdom on humility. Epictetus reminds us that intellectual humility is vital. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. This quote points to the importance of being open to new ideas and recognizing that we can always grow and improve. Marcus Aurelius, in his *Meditations*, teaches that greatness is not found in external achievements, but in living a virtuous life. He encourages us to avoid arrogance by remembering that true greatness lies in the cultivation of inner character, not in outward accomplishments. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, emphasizes aligning ourselves with reason and nature, stating that pride and arrogance lead to unnecessary suffering and disconnection from our true purpose. Embracing humility in this Stoic sense offers several benefits. It leads to inner peace, as we are no longer burdened by the weight of ego or the need for external validation. Humility also fosters resilience, as we come to understand that life is full of uncertainties and we cannot control the outcomes of every situation. This mindset allows us to adapt to change with grace and wisdom. Furthermore, humility opens the door to true wisdom. By constantly striving for self-awareness and reflection, we create space for growth and learning, which are the foundations of a fulfilling and meaningful life. In the end, to embrace humility through Stoic psychology is to live authentically and in accordance with nature, with a clear understanding of ourselves, others, and the cosmos. It is about transcending the ego and focusing on what truly matters: virtue, wisdom, and living harmoniously with the world. By practicing humility daily, we not only improve ourselves but also deepen our connections with others, aligning with the Stoic ideal of living a life of virtue and purpose. Number 5. Lead by example. Stoic philosophy, originating in ancient Greece, emphasizes personal virtue, emotional resilience, and rational thinking. One key aspect of Stoic psychology is the idea of leading by example, which means embodying Stoic virtues and principles in one's behavior to inspire and guide others. This approach isn't just about leadership in the conventional sense of directing others. It's about influencing people through the way one lives their own life. At the core of Stoic psychology are 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom involves the ability to understand the world clearly, make rational decisions, and apply knowledge effectively. Courage is the ability to face fears, endure hardship, and stand firm in the face of adversity. Justice is about treating others with fairness, respect, and kindness. Temperance refers to moderation in all things and the ability to control one's desires and actions. Leading by example in the Stoic sense is about cultivating these virtues in oneself and showing them through actions. A Stoic leader doesn't just talk about wisdom, but demonstrates it in their decisions and interactions. Stoicism teaches that emotions are often the result of irrational judgments and beliefs about what is good or bad. Stoic leaders therefore strive to transform their responses to external events and maintain equilibrium. They do not let external circumstances or people's actions dictate their emotional state. Instead, they aim to stay calm in the face of challenges, displaying resilience and emotional control. A Stoic leader exemplifies mindfulness by acknowledging emotions without being controlled by them. In practical terms, leading by example in the Stoic tradition involves aligning one's inner life with outward actions. A Stoic leader maintains consistency, displaying a firm approach to life regardless of changing circumstances. They ensure that their beliefs align with their actions, demonstrating integrity. Self-discipline is another key trait. Stoic leaders display discipline in managing their impulses, desires, and actions, guiding others to adopt similar habits. They focus on what can be controlled, mastering their own thoughts and actions, and teach others the same. Lastly, a Stoic leader serves as a role model of virtue, embodying wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance in everyday life. Several Stoic philosophers demonstrated the concept of leading by example. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor, applied Stoicism in his leadership. His meditations are full of reflections on self-discipline, responsibility, and treating others with fairness. Epictetus, once a slave, embodied inner freedom and virtue despite external circumstances, teaching that one's reactions to life are within one's control. Seneca, a statesman and advisor to Emperor Nero, wrote extensively on moral virtue, ethics, and how to live a fulfilling life. These philosophers didn't just teach Stoic principles, they lived them, becoming powerful examples for others to follow. Leading by example in Stoicism is not about wielding authority or power, but about demonstrating that a virtuous life leads to true freedom and contentment. Stoic leaders have a profound impact on others by inspiring them to act with virtue, discipline, and emotional control. Rather than commanding or controlling, they influence others through their own behavior, creating a ripple effect of ethical conduct and moral growth. By seeing Stoic principles in action, others are encouraged to adopt similar values, leading to collective improvement. In today's world, Stoic principles can be applied in various aspects of life. In the workplace, leaders who apply Stoic virtues like fairness, integrity, and resilience can foster a work environment based on respect, collaboration, and rational decision-making. In personal life, Stoic leadership extends to relationships, where modeling self-discipline and emotional intelligence can positively influence friends and family. On a societal level, Stoic leadership can inspire others to follow suit, creating positive changes in communities. Ultimately, Stoicism teaches that the best way to lead is not through words or force, but through virtuous living, demonstrating the values one wishes to see in the world. Leading by example is a powerful, enduring principle in Stoic psychology that encourages individuals to cultivate inner virtues and inspire others through their actions. Number 6. Avoid complaining. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of inner peace, resilience, and the ability to control one's reactions to external events. Complaining, often a reaction to circumstances that are beyond our control, is seen as counterproductive to achieving a calm and fulfilled life. The Stoics argue that we cannot always control what happens around us, but we can always control how we respond. Complaints typically arise when we focus on external events, which leads to frustration and discontent. Instead of complaining, Stoicism teaches us to embrace the present moment and focus on our internal attitudes. One of the central teachings of Stoicism is the asterisk dichotomy of control asterisk, which distinguishes between things within our control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions, and things beyond our control, other people's actions, the natural world, etc. Complaining about things outside our control is futile because it doesn't change the situation. For example, if someone behaves rudely or if circumstances don't align with our expectations, complaining does nothing to alter the reality of the situation. A Stoic would instead recognize that while they cannot control the behavior of others, they can control how they choose to respond. Another important Stoic practice is asterisk negative visualization asterisk, where individuals imagine potential challenges or setbacks before they happen. This mental preparation helps us embrace whatever comes our way without being disturbed. Instead of being upset or complaining when difficulties arise, a Stoic would understand that hardships are a natural part of life and can be seen as opportunities for growth. The Stoic concept of asterisk amor fati asterisk, or love of fate, encourages us to embrace all experiences, both positive and negative, as part of the larger cosmic order. Rather than resist what is happening, a Stoic accepts it, understanding that everything, good or bad, serves a purpose in the grand scheme of life. Complaining often comes from resisting reality, and the Stoic mindset fosters an attitude of acceptance, helping us navigate life's challenges without getting overwhelmed or frustrated. The Stoics also believed that the ultimate goal in life is to achieve asterisk eudaimonia asterisk, or flourishing, which comes from living in accordance with virtue. Complaining is often a sign of a disconnection from virtues such as patience or resilience. A Stoic would understand that instead of complaining about external events, they should focus on cultivating inner peace and responding to challenges with wisdom and grace. Complaints often stem from mismatched expectations. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to become frustrated. The Stoics remind us that our expectations should align with what is within our control. By adjusting our expectations and accepting the things we cannot change, we can reduce the urge to complain. Complaints can also arise from a lack of acceptance of reality. Stoics emphasize that resistance to what is happening leads to suffering. By accepting things as they are, we can find peace. Sometimes people complain because they seek validation or sympathy from others. This is contrary to the Stoic belief in self-sufficiency. A Stoic should focus on developing their internal resources, such as wisdom and self-control, rather than relying on others for emotional support. Additionally, complaining often reflects a failure to reflect on our own role in situations. The Stoic practice of self-reflection helps individuals take responsibility for their thoughts and actions, which reduces the tendency to blame external circumstances. To avoid complaining, the Stoics recommend several practical strategies. First, practicing mindfulness can help individuals become aware of their thoughts, especially when complaints arise. By recognizing the tendency to complain in the moment, a person can pause and choose a more constructive response. Reframing situations is another useful tool. Instead of complaining about a difficult situation, a Stoic might choose to view it as an opportunity for growth, or as something that is simply part of the natural course of life. Focusing on what is within our control is another key Stoic practice. By shifting our attention to our own responses and actions, rather than external events, we reduce the urge to complain. The Stoics also suggest focusing on internal goals, rather than external outcomes. When our happiness depends on things we cannot control, we are more likely to be disappointed. By cultivating virtue and focusing on our own character, we can maintain peace regardless of external circumstances. The practice of journaling is another tool often used by Stoics. Writing down thoughts and reflecting on daily experiences allows individuals to track their emotional reactions and identify patterns of complaining. By becoming aware of these patterns, a person can gradually shift their mindset and begin to respond more calmly and wisely to challenges. Ultimately, Stoic philosophy teaches that complaining is an unhelpful habit that arises from focusing on things outside our control, resisting reality, or seeking external validation. Instead of complaining, Stoicism encourages us to accept the present moment, reflect on what we can control, and respond to challenges with wisdom and virtue. By doing so, we can achieve a deeper sense of peace and flourishing, regardless of the difficulties we encounter in life. Number 7. Respect others. Stoic philosophy, founded by Zeno of Citium around 300 BCE, emphasizes the importance of virtue, wisdom, and understanding the natural order of things. A key component of Stoicism is how individuals should interact with others, emphasizing respect, understanding, and empathy. Respecting others in the Stoic framework is deeply tied to the concepts of empathy, rationality, and emotional control. Respect, in Stoic terms, goes beyond just being polite or considerate. It stems from the understanding that all individuals are part of the same rational universe and deserve dignity. Respecting others involves recognizing their inherent value, understanding that everyone has their own struggles, and acting in accordance with the principle of treating others with fairness and kindness. Stoicism teaches that everything in the world is interconnected, and humans are social beings by nature. This is one of the core ideas of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics argue that human beings are naturally inclined to live together in harmony and to support one another, which includes showing respect to others. Respecting others involves recognizing their inherent value, understanding that everyone has their own struggles, and acting in accordance with the principle of treating others with fairness and kindness. One of the core ideas in Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, which states that we can control our own actions and reactions, but not the actions or thoughts of others. By respecting others, Stoics understand that people may act in ways we do not agree with, but it is not in our control to change them. Our responsibility is to respond to others with respect, understanding, and emotional restraint, recognizing that their actions are not to be taken personally. A Stoic focuses on their own emotional control and responses rather than trying to control the behavior of others. This allows them to maintain their peace of mind and approach others with dignity, regardless of their actions. Stoics believe that negative emotions such as anger, frustration, or resentment should be controlled because they distort our judgment and lead to unjust actions. Anger toward others is a sign of failing to control our expectations. If we expect others to behave in a way that aligns with our desires or ideals and they don't, it can lead to anger. However, Stoics remind us that we must recognize the limits of what we can control. Other people's actions are outside of our control, and so anger towards them is unproductive. While Stoicism encourages emotional control, it also emphasizes empathy. To respect others fully, we must understand their perspective and be compassionate. The Stoic view on empathy is not about emotional attachment or indulgence in the suffering of others, but rather about understanding their actions as a result of their own struggles or limitations. This helps foster tolerance and respect. Stoicism views human beings as inherently social and responsible for the well-being of society. This means that respecting others is not limited to personal relationships, but extends to our duty toward the community. Stoics believe that we should contribute to the common good through virtuous actions. Justice, in Stoic philosophy, is one of the cardinal virtues and involves treating others fairly, considering their rights and interests. When we respect others, we acknowledge their inherent dignity and treat them in accordance with fairness and equality. The Stoic concept of prohairesis refers to the power of choice or will. A Stoic is responsible for making wise choices that promote the well-being of others. Respecting others, therefore, includes making choices that help others, supporting their dignity, and contributing to the greater good. By living according to Stoic principles, we can set an example of respect and virtue for others to follow. Stoics emphasize the importance of modeling virtue and offering guidance through our actions rather than trying to change or control others. To respect others, Stoics see them as rational beings who, like us, are seeking to navigate the challenges of life. This understanding helps us respond to others' behavior more thoughtfully, without jumping to conclusions or reacting impulsively. By practicing emotional detachment, Stoics can maintain respect for others even when they behave in ways we don't understand or agree with. Instead of letting negative emotions cloud judgment, we can view such situations with objectivity and kindness. Stoics encourage forgiveness, as holding grudges harms our own peace of mind. To respect others, Stoics focus on what is within their control, their own reactions. If someone wrongs us, we can choose to forgive them and focus on maintaining our internal tranquility. Stoicism also places a heavy emphasis on self-examination and personal growth. To respect others, it's important to first cultivate self-respect by understanding our own limitations, biases, and emotional triggers. Stoicism teaches that we are not perfect, and the recognition of our own flaws enables us to treat others with respect and understanding. By reflecting on our own mistakes and struggles, we can develop greater empathy for others. A Stoic focuses on cultivating inner virtue rather than seeking external validation. This allows for respectful interactions with others, as we are not dependent on others' opinions to define our worth or behavior. In Stoic psychology, respecting others is not just about avoiding harm or practicing politeness. It is a reflection of the deeper understanding that we are all part of the same rational universe. By respecting others, we contribute to our own moral development and the well-being of society. Stoicism emphasizes emotional control, justice, compassion, and rationality as the foundation for true respect. By practicing these principles, we can improve not only our own lives, but also our relationships with others, creating a harmonious and virtuous society. Number 8. Accept criticism gracefully. Stoic philosophy provides valuable tools for responding to criticism with composure, emotional resilience, and rationality. At the heart of Stoicism is the understanding that our emotional responses are shaped by how we interpret external events. By changing our interpretation, we can maintain inner peace regardless of the circumstances. Accepting criticism gracefully is one area where Stoic principles can be especially helpful. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the distinction between what is in our control and what is not. In the case of criticism, we have control over our responses but not over the criticism itself. Whether the feedback is fair or not, it remains an external event that we cannot influence. The Stoic response is to focus solely on what we can change. our attitudes, thoughts, and actions. This practice of focusing on what is within our control and accepting what is not allows us to remain calm and grounded, no matter the nature of the criticism. Instead of viewing criticism as a personal attack, Stoicism teaches us to reframe it as an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Epictetus, one of the most prominent Stoic philosophers, emphasized that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Criticism can serve as a valuable tool to identify areas where we can improve. By viewing external events not as inherently good or bad, but simply as opportunities for learning, we can cultivate a mindset that is open to growth, even when faced with difficult feedback. Stoicism also encourages us to detach from external validation. This means not letting praise or blame influence our inner peace. Marcus Aurelius, another Stoic philosopher, taught that we should not be overly concerned with others' opinions. If the criticism is valid, we can acknowledge it with humility and work on self-improvement. If it is unjust or harsh, we should remain unaffected, understanding that the critic's opinion does not define our worth. By practicing non-attachment, we protect ourselves from the emotional turbulence that comes with the need for approval or the fear of disapproval. Humility is another key Stoic virtue. Even if criticism is delivered harshly or unfairly, we can still use it as an opportunity for self-reflection. We should ask ourselves if there is any truth in what has been said, irrespective of the way it was delivered. This approach allows us to separate our sense of self-worth from the opinions of others, enabling us to remain grounded and continue our personal development without becoming defensive. When responding to criticism, Stoics advise us to do so with virtue. Virtue in Stoic philosophy encompasses wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. In the face of criticism, we can apply these virtues in our response. Wisdom allows us to understand the core message of the criticism and learn from it. Courage helps us confront the discomfort of criticism with inner strength. Justice guides us to respond to unfair criticism calmly and rationally, and temperance ensures that we avoid overreacting or letting emotions take control. The Stoic idea of the dichotomy of control, the distinction between what we can control and what we cannot, also plays a crucial role in accepting criticism. If the criticism is constructive, we can control how we learn from it and apply it to improve ourselves. If the criticism is unjust, we cannot control the other person's opinion, but we can control how we respond. Responding with equanimity, without anger or defensiveness, helps us maintain our inner peace and clarity of thought. In practice, applying Stoic wisdom when faced with criticism involves pausing before reacting, reflecting on the source of the criticism, and focusing on the present moment. A moment of calm reflection helps us avoid impulsive emotional reactions and allows us to engage with the criticism more thoughtfully. Not all criticism is equally valuable, and understanding the source can help us determine how to respond. If the criticism is constructive, we can embrace it as an opportunity to grow. If it is unhelpful or unjust, we can choose to let it pass without allowing it to disturb our peace of mind. Stoicism also teaches us to let go of negative emotions like anger, resentment, or shame. These emotions, while natural, do not help us grow or improve. Instead, the Stoic response is to focus on maintaining emotional stability and responding with wisdom, courage, and temperance. By doing so, we are better equipped to handle criticism without losing our sense of self or our inner peace. In essence, Stoic psychology provides a powerful framework for accepting criticism gracefully. By focusing on what we can control, reframing criticism as an opportunity for growth, and responding with virtue, we can maintain our inner peace and cultivate greater wisdom. The Stoic approach teaches us that what others think of us is not as important as how we think about ourselves and how we choose to respond to the world around us. Number 9. Cultivate inner strength. Stoic psychology is deeply rooted in the philosophy of Stoicism, which was popularized by figures like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius in ancient Greece and Rome. At its core, Stoicism is concerned with cultivating inner strength, resilience, and emotional well-being by focusing on how we manage our thoughts and reactions, rather than attempting to control external circumstances. This approach emphasizes the importance of recognizing the things we can control versus those we cannot. A fundamental tenet of Stoic psychology is the distinction between what we can control, our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and what lies beyond our control, such as external events or the behavior of others. Understanding this dichotomy allows us to focus our energy on changing ourselves rather than trying to manipulate circumstances. By doing so, we avoid unnecessary stress and anxiety, finding peace in the realization that some things simply lie outside our sphere of influence. The Stoics believed that emotions like anger, fear, and grief arise from faulty judgments. Often we react emotionally to events because we believe they pose a threat to our well-being or happiness. Stoic psychology doesn't advocate for suppressing emotions, but rather teaches us to transform them by adjusting our perspective. Negative emotions typically arise when we mistakenly place too much importance on things we cannot control, while positive emotions come when we align our thinking with our values, focusing on virtue and wisdom. Virtue, in Stoic thought, is the only true good. The pursuit of wealth, status, and material success is seen as secondary to developing a strong character and living in accordance with reason and virtue. The Stoics taught that true happiness comes from cultivating qualities like wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, rather than from external achievements. When we focus on virtue, we build inner strength, regardless of the external circumstances we may face. A key practice in Stoic psychology is mindfulness, or the ability to be aware of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors in the present moment. By regularly reflecting on our actions and examining how we respond to the challenges we face, we can better understand our reactions and refine our responses. Journaling or meditative reflection are tools that Stoics use to deepen this self-awareness and strengthen their character. Another important Stoic practice is *** premeditation, malorum ***, the premeditation of adversity. This involves imagining potential difficulties and challenges that may arise in life. By mentally preparing for hardships, we can better equip ourselves to face them when they occur, reducing fear and anxiety in the process. The Stoics believed that anticipating adversity helps us respond with composure and resilience, rather than being caught off guard by life's inevitable challenges. Stoicism also teaches that adversity itself can be a source of growth. Rather than seeing hardships as obstacles, the Stoics viewed them as opportunities to practice virtue and build resilience. Challenges, they argued, allow us to develop qualities such as patience, courage, and perseverance. By reframing difficulties as chances for growth, we can build a mindset that embraces struggle and learns from it. Living in accordance with nature is another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. This means accepting that life is unpredictable and that the universe follows its own course. By accepting that not everything will go as planned and that many things are beyond our control, we can learn to flow with life's natural rhythms. This acceptance fosters a sense of peace as we stop fighting against what is beyond our control and focus instead on adapting to what is. In Stoic psychology, a practice of gratitude is central to cultivating inner strength. By consistently focusing on the present moment and appreciating what we have, we reduce the tendency to dwell on what we lack. The Stoics believe that gratitude helps shift our focus from what is missing in our lives to what is abundant, fostering contentment and emotional resilience. Taking time to reflect on the simple things, our health, relationships, or opportunities, helps ground us in the present and reminds us of the blessings in our lives. Finally, the Stoics recognized the value of mentorship and community in the pursuit of inner strength. Having a wise mentor or being part of a community of like-minded individuals provides support and guidance. Stoicism is not a solitary pursuit, but a practice that benefits from shared wisdom and collective reflection. Engaging with others who are also committed to living virtuously can offer encouragement, perspective, and accountability. In conclusion, Stoic psychology provides a powerful framework for building inner strength. By focusing on what we can control, cultivating virtue, practicing mindfulness, and reframing adversity, we develop the resilience and emotional stability needed to navigate life's challenges. Stoicism teaches that true strength comes not from avoiding difficulties, but from responding to them with wisdom, composure, and grace. Remember, respect isn't something you can demand. It's something you earn through your actions. By embracing the principles of Stoic philosophy, focusing on self-discipline, and maintaining control over your emotions, you naturally command the respect of those around you. Cultivate integrity, stay true to your values, and let your actions speak louder than words. If you found value in this, like and subscribe for more insights on how to lead a life of purpose and respect. Stay strong, stay stoic.